Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome back to PC Building Simulator 2. We're playing through the career, and I thought this morning I might share with you my ideal vision of what PC Building Simulator 2 would have looked like. I'm interested to know whether I'm on my own in this assumption, or whether some of you out there agree with me and feel like this is what you would have liked to have seen. Now, the PC building side of this game, I think, is brilliant. It's always been brilliant. They did it very well at the beginning. Yes, some bits are a little bit clunky, a little bit labour intensive, if you will, but overly, it's pretty darn good. Did I actually skip through to the next day? I did. Let's just do that all of a sudden. And then I'll come in and just explain to you what is actually going on. So I like the fact that we have a shop front and a repair centre section at the back. I like the fact that stuff gets delivered in a day's time, or you can pay $100 premium and get it delivered on the same day. I think all of that makes a lot of sense. What I'd like to see are prices fluctuate. I would like to see special offers. I would like to see 2 for the price of 1, maybe not that much on a graphics card, but on some cables and stuff. I'd like to see that we actually purchase cables and cabling, because that's one of the bugbears of PC building is you put a PC together and then you realise you don't have a SATA cable. These things are a real pain in the backside. Oh, there are some cables. Okay, I take that back. There are cables in the game. I just never had to find one, so I guess that's why. So this is good. What I would really love is for people to come in the shop and actually walk up to the till and bring in their PCs to be repaired, come in and ask for components. I'd like to be able to buy these graphics cards myself, put them on the shelf myself, set the price for them myself. Same with the monitors and the headsets and the whatever goes here, PC. You know, all these components and stuff. This is what I really would love to do. It would be the full package. And it's such a shame because they came so far, so close to doing exactly that. And then at the last moment, they just sort of just didn't develop it any further. But that's what I would have liked to have seen. The ability to purchase like independent graphics cards like this, put some out on sale, advertise PC building options, advertise repair jobs and so on and so forth, and just have that whole immersive simulation experience. To take it one step further, you know, this is quite an established shop. I mean, this is really quite good. I would have loved to have a career mode where you start literally in your bedroom selling and fixing PCs and stuff, and then you buy your first shop, which is like a small skinny little shop, like a mobile phone shop, you know, those backstreet mobile phone shops, something like that. Oh, you can actually leave through the front door. I didn't know that. There's something I've just learned. But yeah, working your way up to a bigger and better shop. I mean, so much more they could have done. Let's be honest, all of the PC component building stuff was all done in PC Building Simulator 1, so adding depth to the business would have been absolutely superb for me, and I don't think we're going to see that. I'm going to keep playing and get past this sort of tutorial area and just see whether or not we can get to the next level of, you know, get past the tutorial and actually start doing stuff that I want to do the way I want to do it, if you will. Right, so we're just chucking in this customer wants you to add a new SSD into their PC and clone their operating system onto it, so let's start by installing the new SSD. Have I bought the wrong SSD? No, I haven't, have I? What? How am I taking the back off? Oh, is the SSD in the back? Okay. Let's see, game's helping me out again. It's not in the back though. I suppose technically it's there. Oh, what? No, oh, I have to do it the tutorial way. Left click on the install button to access your inventory. Storage. Click on this. Install it there. Connect up the cables. I don't think you do have to buy SATA cables. I haven't seen any. I didn't buy any, and I always seem to have one, which is weird. Right, so now I install remove components, side panel. SSD installed, great. Now that the new SSD has been installed, let's see how to clone the OS onto it. Let's start by installing the new 𝗦𝘂𝗧𝗍𝗀 app onto 𝗧PC. Let's do it. Okay. Oops, USB drive, plonk it in there, connect the cables. If I could take one thing out, it would be that I can pick up a cable just by clicking on it instead of having to press and hold. Makes my life that little bit easier. Power on. Alright, let's jump in and see how easy this is. Cloning operating systems used to be so easy. Every hard drive developer or company, producer, manufacturer, that's the word I'm looking for, would be able to send you a bit of software that cloned the existing software onto the new hard drive for free. And then somebody went, well, hang on a minute, we could charge people for this. And then it just went out of control. It became almost impossible to find a free OS cloner. So if you ever get hold of one, hold on to it for dear life. That's my advice. Now that the OS Cloner app is installed, we just need to clone the OS onto the new SSD. For that, we'll need to use the OS cloning USB drive. Yeah. Oh, what's this? OS cloning USB drive. Oh, interesting. How very interesting. So we have a second OS SSD thing. Double click to open the cloner, left click to run the app and copy the OS. So this is copying the OS onto the SSD, onto the USB drive, is that right? That seems like a completely unnecessary step. Cloning complete, reboot the PC to select the target device. It can't be. Why does it copy it to a USB drive? That's so odd, I've never seen that before in my entire life. Every OS cloner that I've ever seen just copies straight over. The easiest way to do it, I've found, is to get a second PC, take out the existing OS, and just copy the files over onto a new SSD drive. That's instant. It doesn't take any time at all. Well done, you have successfully cloned the OS from the original hard drive to the new SSD. Some customers' PCs will already contain the storage devices you need to clone to the OS. So be sure to check the PC stats for whether you need to buy a new part or not. Roger that. Right, let's remove because we're professionals. And I noticed we don't have any system info in the actual operating system itself, which is a little odd. So let's just have a look see now. Hard disk drive. SSD. So we've got two drives now. We've got one hard drive and one SSD, but no info. Oh, it's all the way over there. That's not at all annoying. Okay. So he's got a 2 GB 𝗦𝘂𝗧𝗍𝗀 Easy Store hard disk drive, and he swapped it over to an SSD. That's quite a smart move. And he's got 2 GB of storage and 480 GB of operating system. I would recommend a terabyte here, so you never ever hit the boundary at the top. But you know, each to their own. Also, we didn't have to wipe or reformat the hard drive, which is a little bit odd. That's something I'd like to see added if they were going to, you know, really go for realism. But anyway, job done. Take those out. And take this back. Good job. Right, what's this one? This is an upgrade. I can't remember from yesterday what the upgrade is. So we'll 3D Mark Score. Ah, yes. Okay, I was actually quite looking forward to this one. To see the 3D Mark score, you need to install the 3D Mark app. Insert your USB drive. Yes, or roger. Okay, so you're going to talk me through all of this again. Bonk. Bonk. HDMI and power. Power this bad boy up. What? You wouldn't let me click on the power button? Come on, tutorial. That's just getting in the way of me doing the game, that is. Most annoying. 3D Mark. Actually, that's the official 3D Mark logo. I've got 3D Mark on my PC. Dude, the monocle is a tad excessive. Very fun. Okay, so we'll open this up. Oh my god, it looks exactly like the official version. That is kind of cool. And even that looks exactly like the original. Oh my god, that is the original. It's actually running the software. What I can't leave. Oh, you're not going to make me sit here and watch the whole thing. It goes on for about 10 minutes. I've got to say, this PC is not running it at all well. Look at that, 7.5 frames per second. Yowza. You're not going to make me sit here and watch the whole thing, surely. Is it just doing a snippet of each bit? Come on now. We can work it out. We can work it out. Sorry, I just realised I've got music going on in the background, which will be conflicting with my lovely singing. Let's just edit that to singing. Let's just edit that to making a noise. 21 frames per second. So the CPU is much better than the GPU, based on what I'm seeing so far. It's still only getting 21.8 FPS. You see it's about 700 shy. You've successfully run 3D Mark on the customer's PC and have been given scores both for the GPU and CPU and a combined overall benchmark score. Here you can find the CPU score after running the benchmark, 6,499. Here you can find the GPU score, 1,163. Here you can find the combined total. Boom. Right, so I think he's going to need a new graphics card. 3D Mark score. Now the score is known and is displayed here. A new test will need to be done if changes to the CPU and GPU have been made. 3D Mark times SPY score of 2,000. So, left click to select the monitor, close the app, install the part ranking app. Okay. So what I need is something with a 700 point improvement or something. The scores in the part ranking app are calculated using the maximum manufacturer defaults for memory, size, speed and channels. Clock frequencies are the turbo boost values given by the manufacturers. Actual speeds will vary depending on the system and overclocking. Yeah. Minimum GPU. To meet the customer's requirements, we need to buy the DFL Radeon R9 280 GR8 3G. Anything less will not be powerful enough. So that's because that scores 2,000, right? Is that right? Let's have a look at... God, okay, I'll just do what I'm told. Almost there. Go to the shop and order a DFL Radeon R9 280 GR8 3G. Once it arrives, you'll need to install it and run the 3D Mark test again to make sure that you reach the score the customer has requested. Right, okay, so come out there, go to the shop. The R8. Radeon R9 3G, so it's this one. We'll add that. That's the upgrade. That's in there. Check out. Boom. Job done. Right, nothing else we can do with that bad boy today. So let's come in here. Clone done. 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃 is a review site where your customers will rate you and leave you feedback, both good and bad. You can see your current rating out of 5 stars at the top of the screen. A better rating will make more varied and lucrative jobs available. Install the app, see what your customers are saying about you, and try to keep them happy. Customer reviews are fickle things, and people are not always upfront about what they want. Keep an eye on what the customers say in their emails, as they'll often mention hidden objectives. Make sure you do a good job or your 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃 rating could suffer. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's quite a decent thing, actually. Thermal application unlocked. The thermal app lives in your tablet and can be used to detect overheating components inside a PC. Cool. Okay, this is starting to get a bit more interesting. So that's done. Let's delete that email. Spares and repairs. Can I filter by... There we go. So it does add the fix thing. No. Can I make a new... I think there needs to be the option to make a new tag, right? There needs to be the ability to add our own tags. I think that's quite an important feature that they're currently missing in the emails. Right, so I've got no PCs to sell. I think I'll just go to the PC thing and buy whatever they've got. Hi, many thanks for the 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃. It worked very well indeed, perhaps too well. I was so occupied with watching the live camera feeds I forgot to check the weather forecast, and the computer was subjected to quite a large storm. 1 minute I was watching a fine example of 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃 𝗦𝘂𝗃, the next there was a loud pop and all the camera feeds went offline. Had to look out the window and there was a large cloud of smoke coming from the tree where I was keeping the computer. I finally got it indoors, but it's not turning on at all. Folks on the RCOS chat tell me that the power supply and motherboard are most likely to have been damaged and will probably need replacing. I'm hopeful it can be repaired, as it captures some fascinating footage of a lesser spotted gobbler, I think I mentioned it, is very unusual, that I desperately want to show off at the next society meeting. Fingers crossed, Robin Millworm, RCOS. Okay. Parts budget $300. Okay, fine. What else have we got? Can't believe it's not clutter. Here at Spares and Repairs, I'll see it doesn't auto tag it with fix at all. Here at Spares and Repairs, we offer you the best daily prices and high quality blah blah blah. I need to be able to filter emails and stuff because it's a bit of a pain in the ass as it is. I want to have like tags over here that I can apply to any email address or whatever, so that I can keep things a bit neater and tidier. We've leveled up again. I'm in Asia. Greetings. Who'd have thought your old uncle would end up walking the hippie trail, eh? Well, I had a sudden urge for some me time away from the squawking of push insurance agents, so I booked an impulse flight to India and holed up in an ashram just outside of Delhi. An old mate of mine runs the place, and he's going to help me find my authentic self away from the distractions of modern life, economic pressures and the vibe-killing possibility of jail time. Should be fun. In the meantime, I thought I'd better remind you not to neglect 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃. We had a nice rating last year, and I'd hate to see that dip again after the fire. Get it installed and check it out. You don't want to get stuck with just cleaning and scanning jobs. Well, back to the hunt for the enlightenment. These chakras won't open themselves. Thanks, Uncle Tim. So helpful. Alright, love, it's Francis from 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗃, the little salon down the road. Nice to see a new business open on our high street. Remind me to bend your ear about those council parking rates when I get a chance, will you? I'm telling you, they'll bleed our customers dry before they even get in the door. Very true. You work with computers, do you? I might have just the job for you if you're interested. Always useful to have friends in the area, isn't it? I bought a computer to manage our client database and for the odd game if there's no customers in, no harm in that. But we're a bubbly bunch over at 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗃, and I want it customised to fit with our image. I'll not have an ugly box of a computer in my salon, it's bad for business. Could you be a dear and paint it purple? Maybe get some nice hearts stuck on there too, that'd be grand. Just don't paint over the glass. Let me know if you're interested, love. I can drop it off at the shop when I go home tonight and pick it up tomorrow evening. I'm sure we can manage a day without it. Purple heart stickers and don't customise the glass. Watch it. 𝗦𝘂𝗃, that one we've got. 𝗦𝘂𝗃 𝗦𝘂𝗃, this is the one we're working on. Okay, cool. So, if I just minimise that a second, how do I install 𝗦𝘂𝗃? Remove programs. Is it going to be in here? Virus scanner, lighting, UCC, 𝗦𝘂𝗃. There it is. Smoking hot PCs, nearly 5 stars. Took my PC to be fixed this morning only to find the place was literally on fire. Horrifically unprofessional. Don't they realise how busy people are? Other than that, 5 stars. My only complaint is my PC came back too clean and I had to dust the rest of my room to match. That's a weird reason to mark us down. They fixed my machine while I waited and gave me a cup of tea too. I'm going to knock off just 1 point because my mug was chipped. Wow. Okay, witch face. Lovely service, thoroughly professional, much appreciated, therefore I give you less than maximum scores. Thank you very much. I remember years ago when this place was run by an absolute clown, Tom, Jim, I don't know what his name was, but now it's a really great little shop, but still not 5 stars. Okay then, thanks ever so. Something we don't really need to worry about too much, I don't think. Could do with throwing that away, it's bloody been there for weeks, filthy, that smell like very nasty indeed. What are we waiting on here? We're waiting on our graphics card to come in, so let's power this down. And I guess skip for tomorrow. Oh, what's this? Did I pick up a... Oh, this is the case? Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Right, this is going to be our own first ever proper PC build. So, we're going to install in here a motherboard, which we have, brand new, cheapy chips. Do you know what I'm not seeing in there? Any kind of... Whoa. No, don't sell it. Okay, let's remove the case part. How am I going to install the motherboard in there? There we go. I can see the parts. Why can't I install the motherboard? Huh. Oh, let's try and install something else. Let's put a power supply in there. Why can't I install anything in this case? Shut up. All of you, be quiet immediately. If you're laughing, I'm going to be very annoyed with you. I didn't see the glass case on the outside, alright? It's a simple mistake. Anybody could make it. Don't make it a thing. Be quiet now. Wow, that's quite funny. That definitely made me chuckle. Right, let's get the motherboard in there. So this is our first ever PC built completely from components that we've acquired or purchased, and yeah, quite excited to plonk it in the shop and see how it goes. I guess buying second-hand parts is quite useful, but it is. They definitely need to change that so that we can track, better track what second-hand parts need fixing. Because if you buy all of them like I did, then you're not going to know which piece needs what component, which is a bit of a problem. What should we do? So this is brand new. I'm gonna chuck that in because I bought that for. Do you remember that PC that had RAM slots on both sides of the CPU? Yeah, that's what that came from. I do have a CPU somewhere, don't I? Oh, tell me I've got a CPU. I don't have a CPU. What happened to that i3 I had? nuggets. I don't have a heatsink either. Alright, so we'll put the Radeon MSI in there. Okay, so we'll stick a decent card in there. And maybe we'll even benchmark it. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Okay, and we'll put the hard drive in here. Does it fit? It's there. Right, so that's just missing a CPU and a heatsink, and that will be up and running. Cool. Alright, let's go to the shop. So let's go for CPU. Let's sort by price. So 2 cores, 2800 megahertz. Actually, these are all 2 core. Also, I think you need more filter options in the shop to make your life a little bit easier. Intel Core i3 6100T, 3.2 megahertz, 3.5, 3.6 for an Intel Pentium G4 600. Okay, that's a 𝗦𝘂𝗍𝗆. Now, will that fit on this board? 𝗦𝘂𝗍𝗆𝗄𝗍. So, is there any way of knowing what that board is without taking it out again? Gigabyte B450. So let's have a look in the shop for Gigabyte B450. Gigabyte B450. Gotta be this one, right? So it's an AM4 socket, right? Okay, well that dictates that then. So we're looking for an AM4 CPU. Good job I spotted that, really, wasn't it? Don't do any AMD stuff, so my brain automatically always switches to yeah, that'll do. AMD Ryzen 5 quad-core 1500X. That's not bad. That's not shabby at all. I love that. Yeah, my brain always goes to Intel, which is something I need to stop doing because I'm interested in building my first AMD PC since, I don't know, probably 20 years ago, since the last time I built an AMD system. Right, so let's look for CPU cooling, price ascending. But do I need a generic backplate? It should come with a generic backplate, right? These are LGA, AM4. That's an Arctic Freezer 7X. That's a decent heatsink. We'll go for that. Buy now. I think the only time I'd need the AM4 backplate is if I bought an Intel specific heatsink, and then you would basically modify it at the back so you can fit it in. Okay, let's put the back on. I think that's going to be a pretty nice little system, that. I reckon we'll get 2,000 out of that, plus. I reckon on the benchmark we'll get over 2,000 for that one. Right, is there anything else I need to do today? Let me just have a look in here. Don't have anything to build, anything to sell. Oh, let's jump out. So yeah, I think half an hour is pretty good for an episode, so we'll wrap that one up there and say thanks for watching. Join me again tomorrow where we'll put the PC together and see how well it performs on both of those PCs actually, and we'll have a few new jobs coming in as well. Till then, take care, bye for now.
Everybody feel it come around, everybody feel it come around, everybody in the park. Everybody in the park.